This lychee, once you've eaten it, don't throw that seed away. You can grow yourself a lychee tree, and it's easier than you think. The first step, obviously, is to peel it and eat it. Once you've got the seed and it's relatively clean, basically needs to go in some water. Simple as that. Change the water every day, keep it nice and fresh. You want it in there for at least 3 days or until you get some cracking on the seed. Here's a good example here. Basically, seed started to crack. Basically means it's getting a bit of a go on, and it's at this point it's ready to get planted. Now I've got a couple of lychee seeds as well that have split completely like this. Potentially left them in the water for a bit too long, not entirely sure. But I'll plant those ones, keep them aside, and see what happens with that and update. So it's pretty straightforward from there. You need to then put it in some soil. I put it then into my little mini greenhouse. Keep it nice and warm, keep it moist. You're basically going to be looking at generally a week or two, and then you'll have it starting to show up. It's not 100% success rate, obviously, nothing ever is, so feel free to plant several of them. And once it actually gets to the point that it's large enough and you've got about 4 leaves on there, you can then transplant it to a larger pot. Here's an example of one that I germinated and is now about 2 weeks after I just repotted it. So this is about 6 weeks old, I would say, at this point. And as you can see, it's nice and healthy. I also have another one here that's growing a little bit taller. It's got a couple of extra leaves on it, and much the same. Now this one here has me very interested. 1 seed, and I have 3 branches coming out of it. So I've put it into a larger pot, and I'm hoping that this one manages to survive, because I'm going to try and be fancy with this if it actually does, particularly if all 3 make it. I'd love to see what that looks like if I can plait that together. That'll be awesome. Don't know whether this is a common thing with them or not, but I'm really happy with that. Now, one of the things with lychees though is that they will take a while before you're going to bear fruit, like most fruit trees. You're going to be looking at somewhere in the vicinity of 5 years before it's actually producing anything. The upside is that you don't require multiple trees, because generally they are self-fertilizing and you'll be able to get the fruit from the one tree. They will not always be true to type, so you may not get the same flavor and texture that you had with the lychee that you planted on the tree that you're growing. However, with the number of varieties, I would personally be relatively surprised if there was a horrific difference, but you never know what you might wind up with. Either way, they're quite a pretty tree anyway. Definitely worth the effort. So this one was short and sweet, just the basics on there. I'll probably do an updated video down the track a little bit where I show you a few more of the stages along the way. But outside of that, get yourself some lychees, plant those seeds and get growing.